We're going to be looking at how to get liberated through sound, or deep and amazing chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, and other mantras too. So I should first of all say that this is not my seminar. This is Bhaktivedwnta Maharaj's seminar. With his permission, I am borrowing it. His seminar goes over 5 days, about 2.5 hours each day. Now, this is a shortened version of a piece of it. If you want to hear all of Maharaj's seminar, if you do an internet search for Liberation Through Sound by Bhaktivedwnta Swami, you may find it. So we're going to start. Maybe you could pass out those papers to everybody. That would be nice. Okay, so we're going to be starting with some verses from the Bhagavatam. We're going to start with text 3:26-32, which Srila Prabhupada translates as, when egoism and ignorance is agitated by the sex energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the subtle element sound is manifested, and from sound come the ethereal sky and the sense of hearing. And we're just going to read bits of the purport. Prabhupada says, I want you to listen carefully because I'm going to ask you questions about this. Especially anybody who's distracted by making garlands, I will especially ask them. Actually, whenever Prabhupada saw anybody doing anything else in class other than listening, he would give them a hard time and tell them to stop. So I will especially ask you in the corner. Yes. The verse I'm reading from is 3:26-32. Okay, what your paper there is just a handy guide, because this is a little complicated and technical, and I found that if people don't have a little guide, it's hard for them to follow. But you don't have all the notes that I have. If you want all the notes that I have, you can request that electronically. Is that all right? So don't look on your paper for everything I'm reading, because you don't have everything I have. I have an extra, like, 6 sheets of paper here. Okay. If you want that, you can just ask Urmila Devi Dasi or even myself, and I will immediately send it to you electronically. But what I found is that if you give people like 6, 7, 8 sheets of paper, they just leave them in the temple room and go home without them. So this is just a little quick guide summary as to what we'll be talking about. So we're starting again with Bhagavatam 3:26-32. And the verse again, when egoism and ignorance is agitated by the sex energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the subtle element sound is manifested, and from sound come the ethereal sky and the sense of hearing. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the purport. I'm going to ask you to please give your full and rapt attention.